this way. Just relax. That way, okay? So we've got to keep them from putting their foot this way. Does that make sense? So the way we're going to tape them is that you're going to have their foot back and you're going to tape everything that goes here to pull up here so that it'll keep it from going here. Does that make sense? Okay? So now I'm going to teach you how to do this ankle tape job. You always want this foot back here. Otherwise, it's going to get too tight up here. You're going to give them blisters here. It's going to get too tight here. You want it in this position right here. Okay, I always put QDA. QDA is the sticky stuff, okay? When they sweat a lot, sucker starts getting kind of soggy. So I always I'm not going to spray her, but I usually spray the bottom, the top, and here just so that that tape job will stick really, really good. These are called, huh?
I got lotion on.
That'll be fine.
Okay.
This is just practice purpose. Okay, these are heel and lace pads. These have Vaseline on them, and I'm gonna put these on there, but we can clean it off. You always put it right here because that's where most of the friction is, and this is where most of the blisters will happen. You'll put one here, and you'll put one right here. Okay, this is to prevent blisters. Now, you can pre-wrap. I pre-wrap from bottom to top. I always do everything from bottom to top. Some people pre-wrap from top to bottom. You will see that everybody, if you see another head trainer taping, they're gonna tape different than I do. Okay? But that doesn't mean it's wrong. Okay? We just learned it different places. Okay? So if you see me tape a certain way and Doc tapes a certain way, the Odessa trainers tapes a certain way, they're all right. It's just we all learn a different place. Okay? They all have the same thing in the tape job. So I will pre-wrap. Pre-wrap's gonna be, that's the other issue. You guys, when y'all start practicing, it's gonna take y'all a while to get the pre-wrap right. Okay, pre-wrap is always this way and not this way, remember? Okay, so you're gonna go around the foot, the mid-foot, okay? Don't bring it up too far up to the toes. Go around the arch and you're just gonna work your way up. I do heel locks and figure eights to do my pre-wrap. You don't have to. You can go straight up. Just make sure you cover it all up, no holes. And you see where her calf is? You want just a little bit below the calf. So I'm gonna stop about right there. You don't want to take it up into the calf. Some calves are a little bit lower. You don't want to put it in the calf because you don't want them to cramp up. Okay, toes back. You're gonna get a roll of tape. What you need to make sure is that you're not putting the tape down constantly, okay? You will always have a roll of tape in your hand. Okay, base strips. You're gonna start at the top and you're gonna give me 3 base strips. These are called base strips. You're gonna angle up a little bit and you're gonna overlap by half. So here's my 3 base strips, okay? A lot of people will put a base strip down here. I don't. We have too many kids that complain. We have too many flat-footed people that complain that it gets too tight down here. So I don't ever put a base strip. But if they ask me to, I will. So other people will put base strips here. I don't. Now, we're going to do what they call stirrups. You see where this little bone is right here? That's called your malleolus. The medial malleolus and lateral malleolus. Okay? So you always are going to do the stirrups from the inside to the outside because we're going to pull this back this way so that you won't roll it that way. Does that make sense? Okay. Malleolus right here. You're going to start your first stirrup behind the bone, the malleolus. Okay? So my first one, you're going to anchor it right here and it's going to be on the heel. Make sure you kind of put a little friction on there and that way it'll stick, otherwise it'll start falling off. And then pull up enough, tear it, hold your tape, and her toes are up. See what I'm talking about? And you pull up and you lay it down and make sure it sticks. That's your first one, okay? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do what they call a horseshoe, and it looks like a horseshoe. You find your little bone, your malleolus, and you're going to do your first horseshoe below the bone. Okay, the way you angle it is, see how your toes are this way? That's how you're gonna follow the pattern of your toes. So you're gonna go below the bone and you're gonna make a horseshoe. See that? Everybody see that? Then your next one, you're gonna do 3 stirrups and 3 horseshoes. Your next one overlaps a little over half, or about half, and it's gonna go straight over the bone. Make sure that sticks. You're gonna come up and you're gonna pull up. That's your second stirrup. Now your second horseshoe is gonna go overlap by half over the bone. So you're gonna do stirrup, horseshoe, stirrup, horseshoe. Okay, so we got 2 now. Your third one is gonna overlap the second one by half, and it's gonna go in front of the bone. You do not want your stirrup to go into the arch. What happens if I put it in the arch?
It's gonna roll.
Well, it's gonna roll, and it's gonna also cramp up their arch. Okay, so we're gonna bring it up, straight up, pull, lay it down, and here we go. So now what do we have?
The
Horseshoe.
horseshoe.
So overlap the horseshoe. It's above the bone. Okay, so we got 3 and 3, correct? Okay, this is what you've been practicing. We're gonna do heel locks. So here's your little crease. You're gonna go with your tape, and I start off back, bottom, top, straight back, bottom, top, straight back, bottom, top. Okay, I've done 2 this side, and I need 1 more here. So you're gonna do 2 on this side, 2 on this side. So you're gonna say back, bottom, top 4 times, okay? Back, bottom, top. Cut the tape. Now we're gonna do a figure 8. So you're gonna start again here, like we've practiced. You're gonna go around, and you're gonna go around the arch, and you're making a figure 8, so that you're gonna go back, arch, and end at the top. 2. All right? You look around at your tape job. The only hole that you want is this little hole back here. Remember, I keep telling y'all not to cover that hole. That hole needs to be there. That's the only hole that needs to be there. If you see any holes, you have a hole in the triangle part or down here at the bottom, then you're gonna cover it up. This is what we call the cover up. Let's say I have a little hole on this triangle right here. All I'm gonna do is put a piece of tape on there and maybe do another heel lock, and there we go. I've covered that hole. Does that make sense? If I have a hole at the bottom, then I'm gonna start here, maybe do a figure 8 and cover that hole up. Okay? Now, this is what we call the cover up. Right here where the crease is, you're going to angle down and just do a strip. The next one you're gonna overlap by half and angle down as well. And there you go, kind of like the wrist tape job. Remember that one? Now, everything else we're gonna angle up, and we're just gonna cover it all up. So we're gonna overlap by half, so I'm gonna start my tape here, and I'm gonna work my way up. Overlap by half. If you see blue pre-wrap, that means you're not overlapping enough. Does that make sense? Overlap by half, work my way up. Overlap by half, work my way up. And that's all you do. Start and stop at the same place, right here, just at the top. And on girls, I put the tape on skin. On boys, they're gonna probably punch you in the face if you get their hair. So you probably don't want to put it on skin. Sometimes it just happens, but they'll not be very. See how that looks right here? There's no holes. Look where my heel locks are, right here. You can see my figure 8s, and that's what your ankle tape job should look like. Does everybody understand? Okay.